obviously pretty excited come day one of pre-season because it was sort of first day on the dream job. So the goal was always to play as many AFL games as I could, but the focus was always to do what I can to get the debut. So that's probably where my head was at come day one of pre-season. I was emergency for the first month, I think, before I got my first debut game. So I had to play the mental head games dealing with anxiety because I knew I was close to the debut. But it got to the point where you were just sort of prepared to, you knew you were going to play footy on the weekend, whether it be VFL or AFL. So when it did come, thankfully it was early. So it was a great day in the end. My first day at the club was November 2013, when I was an 18-year-old to play at Footscray in the VFL in their first year. And I was lucky enough to win 2 premierships on my journey there because I was part of the Footscray team for 5 years. So, and that, I came pretty close a couple of years to getting the rookie spot because I kept a pretty close dialogue with all the coaches here and I got very good relationships with all of them. And in 2018, it finally came true. So it was pretty awesome. Probably the end of 2017 when I came second in the best and fairest was the point where I sort of sat down with my parents and said, look, I think I've pretty much shown everything I can do. And they were the ones that actually talked me into going to 1 more year because I felt like I was at a fork in the road with the family business. I wanted to become a horse trainer and they said I've got a lot of time to do that and why not give football 1 more crack and see what happens, and I'm forever thankful that they did. It was at the end of training and Bevo pulled everyone in and I knew something was up because the cameras were at the back of the huddle. It was pretty surreal. It's sort of just a massive cold feeling, to be honest, like a realisation of a dream. So it was something that I'll never forget, and the boys getting around you is just awesome. And then 2 minutes later, Lockie Young got told that he was debuting as well, so it was awesome to share that moment with him. I just sat down in the locker room to myself, to be honest, for about 5 to 10 minutes, just letting it sink in. And then I was actually not going to tell my parents until I was done at the club for the day. Just get my weights and everything done. And then mate said that there was going to be a media release, so I better call them to let them know before the general public do. So I got up and called mum and dad. Absolutely stoked. Yeah, they couldn't believe it. So it's like, it was something that had been at my fingertips for a while. As I said, I was emergency for a long time leading up to the debut game. So for it to finally happen, it was just like a massive relief and awesome excitement. I remember my first touch, which was pretty awesome. Bonte slapped it down to me and I fired a handball straight up to Eastern Wood. And then I was so pumped to get an early touch that I think I sprinted up to the wing and got a mark. So I remember just going in 1,000,000 miles an hour, and after the first quarter, just never been so tired. It was a pretty surreal game, and I was pretty thankful that I got my hands on it a bit and felt comfortable at the level. Finally ticked off a dream that I've been working towards for a long time. Was something pretty special that I'll treasure forever.